Welcome to Valletta Malta, known as the European capital of culture. Now this video will provide 10 reasons why people love Valletta. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Valletta Malta. Population at 6,000. Now just for context, we have a map here. I have circled Valletta. Valletta is a 3-hour and 15-minute flight from London, England, and an 1.5-hour flight from Rome, Italy. Now this video will provide 10 reasons why people love Valletta. People love Valletta because of St. John's Co Cathedral. St. John's Co Cathedral reflects the wealth and success of the Knights of Malta. The Knights of Malta protected Europe from attacks by the Ottoman Turks in the 16th century. This opulent cathedral was built as a symbol of Christian victory. The nave exemplifies extravagant Baroque decor with ostentatiously gilded walls and ceiling paintings by Mattia Preti, the famous Maltese painter. The most renowned artwork in the church is the Beheading of Saint John the Baptist by Caravaggio in the oratory. The various chapels of St. John's Co Cathedral represent the different regions of the Knights of Malta who hailed from many different countries in Europe. Among the 8 chapels are a few must-see highlights, featuring Mattia Preti's painting of St. George on the white stallion after slaying a dragon, and the famous work of St. Jerome, writings by Caravaggio. People love Valletta because of the Grandmaster's Palace. The palace reveals the architectural splendor of an important cultural monument. At the center of Palace Square, this Baroque palace was built in the 16th century as a residence for the Knights of Malta. The palace continues to host official state ceremonies today. Part of the building serves as the office of the President of Malta and the House of Representatives. The rest of the building is open to the public as a museum. You enter the building through an elegant garden courtyard which leads upstairs to the grandiose hallways with the lavish 18th century frescoes. The enormous palace staterooms are richly decorated with gilded moldings and works of art. Highlights include a series of murals that illustrate the complete narration of the Great Siege of 1565. The Hall of the Ambassadors, also known as the Red Room, is adorned with portraits of the Grandmasters who led the Knights to victory. The Palace Armory displays knights' armor and weapons dating from the 15th to the 18th century. People love Valletta because of the Grand Harbor. Valletta owes much of its military success to its strategic location on the Grand Harbor. This enormous port could dock its battleships and still keep invaders out by closing off the entrance. The entire harbor is surrounded by massive fortifications, bastions, and defense towers. This formidable setting was the scene of the Great Siege in 1565, the most famous event in Malta's history. Led by the Grandmaster, the Knights heroically defeated the Ottoman Turk invaders. Today, the Grand Harbor allows entry of large commercial ships, ocean liners, and cruise ships. Shaped like a multi-pronged fork, the harbor branches off into smaller creeks with small yacht marinas and boat docks. The Valletta Grand Harbor provides enough docks for thousands of boats, making it one of the largest marinas in the world. People love Valletta because of the National Museum of Archaeology. The museum is housed in the former Auberge de Provence, the historic residence of the Knights originating from the Provence region in France. The building dates back to 1571 and is a wonderful example of Baroque architecture. The Grand Salon is especially noteworthy with its richly painted walls and wood-beam ceiling. The museum's exceptional archaeology collection tells the story of Malta through the chronological presentation. Exhibits include prehistoric artifacts and architectural elements found at megalithic sites, as well as ancient Roman objects and medieval antiquities. The museum is renowned for its prehistoric collection and extensive array of artifacts from the Maltese Islands' megalithic temples. These Neolithic era and archaeological finds include 6,000 to 7,000 year old pottery, ornaments, altars, limestone statues, terracotta bowls, and cult utensils. One of the highlights is a Venus of Malta statue. People love Valletta because of the Upper Barrakka Gardens. The picturesque Upper Barrakka Gardens encircle part of the city's old fortifications built on Valletta's highest point. The peaceful tree-shaded gardens feature fountains, flower beds, rows of archways, and statues of prominent historic figures including Winston Churchill. Multiple viewpoints around the gardens afford different looks. Walk around to discover awe-inspiring panoramas of the Grand Harbor. The level below the gardens is a saluting battery, a former bastion, which is lined with military canyons. This space is now used for outdoor weddings and ceremonial events. A traditional gun salute ceremony takes place every day at noon on the saluting battery, performed by members of the Malta Heritage Society dressed in authentic British artillery uniforms. This ceremony includes firing the cannons. People love Valletta because of Casa, Rocca, Piccola. Get a glimpse of the 16th century aristocratic palace that has been passed down through the generations. The ancestral family still lives at the Casa, Rocca, Piccola, while also welcoming the public to visit for guided tours. The palace was built by Don Pietro La Rocca, one of the Knights of Malta. On the guided tour, you'll see the palace's elegant interior, including 2 dining rooms, a bedroom, the salons, and a small family chapel. One of the rooms displays a family tree that traces their noble lineage back several generations. The rooms are decorated with antique 16th century furniture, Murano glass chandeliers imported from Venice, and crystal chandeliers from Bohemia. The palace features a charming courtyard garden typical of Mediterranean architecture. Several of the palace bedrooms have been renovated to use as bed and breakfast accommodations. People love Valletta because of the Manuel Theatre. This magnificent little theater was commissioned in 1731 by the Grandmaster of the Knights of Malta. With its distinguished heritage, the Manuel Theatre ranks among the oldest theaters in Europe. The lavishly decorated auditorium features gilded box seats and plush velvet chairs. Every seat in the house has a good view, and the acoustics of the Oval Room are excellent. You may visit the theater by taking a guided tour. The tours are offered several times daily, Monday through Saturday. Throughout the year, the Manuel Theatre hosts performances including musical concerts and classical opera. Book your tickets in advance to enjoy an evening performance in the sensational, historic setting. People love Valletta because of the Collegiate Parish Church of St. Paul's Shipwreck. The church dates back to the 1570s, making it one of the first churches built in Malta. The monument was later renovated in Baroque style with the domed interior designed by Lorenzo Caffa. As befits a church dedicated to Malta's patron saint, the interior is sumptuous and houses venerated relics. Pope Pius VII donated the most precious relic, the block upon which St. Paul was said to have been beheaded, as well as what is believed to be part of his wrist bone. Step into the sanctuary to admire splendid works of art. Don't miss the church ceiling frescoes, which depict St. Paul's brief visit to Malta. The main altarpiece displays a painting of St. Paul and St. Luke in the scene of a shipwreck. The church possesses a gilded wooden statue of St. Paul that is paraded through the streets of Valletta on February 10th every year. This day commemorates the day St. Paul's shipwreck occurred. The town celebrates this event with much festivity. People love Valletta because of MUZA, the National Museum of Fine Arts. The museum displays its collection in a majestic palace, the Auberge d'Italia. The Knights of Malta, originally from Italy, resided here. The monumental staircase at the entrance makes a grand first impression when you visit the museum. The museum's collection represents important works of Maltese art from the 12th century to the 20th century, as well as noteworthy pieces from other European artists. There's an excellent assortment of works by the famous artist of Malta, Matteo Preti, who was from Calabria in southern Italy. His most renowned work on display here is the Baptism of Christ painting. People love Valletta because of the waterfront. Discover an atmospheric area of Valletta where locals hang out. At this hidden spot, you can enjoy laid-back waterfront dining without the tourist crowds. The row of Baroque buildings along the Marquisate Harbor was commissioned in the 18th century by Grandmaster Manuel Pinto de Fonseca. The buildings were once used as warehouses to store goods unloaded at the dock. The different colors of the doors indicate the type of content stored inside. Yellow represents wheat and blue was for seafood. The warehouse buildings have been beautifully restored and the pathway has been enlarged. A selection of restaurants is found along the palm-fringed waterside promenade. The reasons provided in this video are not all the reasons why people love Valletta. If you've got a reason why you love Valletta, pop it in the comments section. I'll make another video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao for now!